Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Player Hustle, and this is Peak, and with me I have Luddee, the guy from Sweden who is known to be the sickest Lucio in the north, and most recently played with Gladiators Legion. How you doing, man?
Good, thanks. Good, thanks.
And oh yeah, I'm gonna edit this out. So, well, after parting ways with Gladiators, have you had any new trials coming up, or any plans, so to say, coming up for you right now in 2020?
So for this season of Contenders, I'm most likely taking a break from competitive Overwatch. Because it kind of came as a shock to get dropped. I mean, we've known about it for a little while, but didn't really have time to trial for other teams and stuff like that. So my plans for 2020 right now is just to stream as much as I can, focus on myself and my content, basically.
Now, what type of content are you looking to make? Like, when you're thinking as a viewer, are you going to be making more, entertaining? In what way then? Are you gonna be like the meme channel? Are you gonna be the hype channel? Like, what type of tone do you want to have to your content?
Well, I think I don't know really how to describe myself, but like I'm a very, very happy guy, I'd say. So like on my streams, I'll be myself. I'll be happy. I'll talk to chat. I'll do funny things in games, stuff like that. And I think on YouTube, I'll mostly upload like VOD games. So it's basically gonna be the same as a stream. Just good games uploaded to YouTube. That's basically what I'm gonna do.
Now, going from let's go away from Gladiators, but go further back. You started out in Mango Bay. Tell me about how it was in Mango Bay.
It was really chill. It was like 6 Swedish dudes. If I remember correctly, I think we were 6 Swedish guys, just playing to have fun, basically, trying to grind. But yeah, it was like the good old days, You didn't have any care, really. You just played to have fun and improve, of course, but it was like fun was the main focus. It was really fun.
Which team after that was the more, serious team for you?
Oh god. What teams did I play for after that?
Team Project?
Mango Bay.
Yeah. I can help if you want to.
Project. Yeah.
Okay, Team Project, Stone Templar, then you had Bunkers, Red Reserve, Bunkers, No Waifu, No Lifo, Mosaic, Angry Titans, and then, Gladiators.
So it was probably... The more serious team was probably Mosaic. For sure. I mean, when we got picked up by Red Reserve, we got like the shittiest pay in the world. It was like $150 or something a month. And like, the only reason I even signed that contract was to get a sub button, which they lied about. So it was like, but that's definitely where it started going up. It was after Red Reserve, I'd say, where even though it was shitty pay, stuff like that, I still like realized that I can actually, get really good at this game, I think. So that's when I really started grinding hard. I think a little bit before Red Reserve is when I dropped out of school to focus on Overwatch as well. So
what did you study?
So
continue.
What did I study? I studied what was it? Like game art, I think. Or like game design, but it was more towards art. But I only went for 2 months before I dropped out.
Now, do you feel like being in Overwatch sort of gave you skills in your work life that you can use elsewhere? Let's say that if you don't want to be a player, can you do something with that elsewhere?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so I'm a very vocal player, and that I think that transfers over like really well to streaming. If I start the day off with a Red Bull, I can do educational content and stuff like that. But like the one thing I have to work on is like exhaustion, I guess, like not getting tired after like streaming 2 hours, So it's something I've been working on. But I'd say like me being vocal helps with like streaming, other things in life. I'm not too sure. Like I've definitely learned a lot playing, and like I feel like I've grown up a lot because because of things I learned in game and stuff like that, and from other people.
You were regarded as a really good, how to say, shot caller back in the day, or even now. How did you gain that knowledge?
Well, it was like since the very start, I knew that I could. If I started working on it back then, I knew that in the long term, like I would just get way better at it. So I wasn't like super vocal in the start, but since I like focused on it, it just improved from there. Like I watched VODs, did like ult tracking in my head, put like a sticker in front of the enemy ults from the VOD, and like practice ult tracking like that, and then like just thought to myself like, okay, what else should I use against that? Why did I call that here? Stuff like that. So it's just grinding, really. That's all it is.
So when you joined Mosaic, for example, did you have multiple people doing the calling, or was it you, or what was the structure like?
I think it was Christopher and me doing it together, basically. If I remember correctly, he wanted me to do it more than him, even though he was very vocal. So I think we kind of split it up between us two.
And then going into Angry Titans, what was your role there?
Same thing. Main shot caller. Yeah, it was basically I did a lot of the shot calling in that team too.
What was the? Oh yeah, continue.
Yeah, no, I think that's it.
Okay. What was the biggest difference between Angry Titans and Gladiators Legion when you transitioned into Gladiators?
Wow. Biggest transition was probably it was probably like just I played for Angry Titans for a year. It's like it was like leaving family and like going into a new home. So that was like probably the biggest thing. Just like not knowing if I would get along with people in Legion, in the beginning. So it was like I was pretty nervous joining the team. Like I was super happy, but I was pretty nervous. Like, will I get along with everyone? Stuff like that. But it worked out great.
Did you face any cultural clashes, so to say? Because I can assume it's a bit, how to say, difficult to mesh all the cultures, considering you had a non-American coach, if I'm not wrong, made from Australia.
Yeah.
You from Sweden. Several, mixed cultures. How did you guys get along, and what did you do on your part, so to say, to deal with the differences, so to say, that the new experiences? I mean,
I actually think we got along pretty well. At least like if I'm mostly thinking about just players, I think we got along really well actually. I guess the only thing was like, Water did streaming kind of like he was streaming full-time and playing professionally full-time. So like we never really had time to spend time with him because he was always either scrimming or streaming. But other than that, like we all got along really well. We like spent a lot of time after scrims with each other, stuff like that. So I don't think there were really anything like that.
When you went to Korea with Gladiators, what was your first like feeling? As you set your foot in Korea, and then when you compete and everything like that as well.
Well, so if you didn't know, we were there for 3 weeks before. So we had a 3-week boot camp, I think, 2.5 weeks or something like that. But it was amazing. I've always wanted to go to Korea, watching Apex back in the day. It felt unreal, like that we were going to play on the same stage and stuff like that. But I think it was like, when we qualified, that was the most crazy feeling in the world. Especially with how we qualified, it was like the closest, like we literally had if we lost one fight, we were out. And we managed to clutch that one fight. So that was more crazy. And then like, going in the plane and everything, it's just nice to be off the plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was really nice. I've always wanted to go there, and it was an amazing time in Korea.
Mm. What was your mindset when you headed into the bootcamp?
Just improve, focus on myself. Things I wanted to improve on was like, I wanted to become a way better team captain, and make sure like everyone in the team knew that I wanted to be a team captain, and that I was there for everyone. And that's something I improved on a shit ton going into that. So, and then obviously just improving as a team, but that comes with it, I think.
How did you go about, what was the tactic, so to say, to improve as a team captain? Because 2 to 3 weeks, it's not that much time, is it? And then including the travel and preparing the scrims and stuff. So how did you make up the tactics, so to say?
So I talked a lot with the coaches and asked them what they think, a good team captain has, like in terms of like what a good team captain does for the team. And I actually watched YouTube videos. I wrote down notes on things I think I should do, stuff like that. And it was basically, so the first few days, what I worked on the most was just being more commanding in game. So like, how do I explain it? Like being the alpha in game. Like, follow this call, And then I started working on like, I talked to my teammates, stuff like that, asked them for help as well on what I could improve on. But like, before matches and stuff like that, or even before scrims to practice, I, hyped everyone up, made sure everyone was fine. I tried helping players with like sleep, like making sure people actually went to bed on time and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was your favorite meal, in Korea? Like, you're speaking of nothing, like what did you live off, so to say?
Well, we went out every day, pretty much. Yes, for favorite meal, right?
Yeah, just favorite meal. Like what kept you, how to say, what was like the reward meal, so to say, after a good day of practice?
Probably fried chicken.
Oh yeah.
But like Korean fried chicken is insane. Like I would never be able to eat like Western fried chicken now. It's like so hard. But everything we ate there was amazing. Like I didn't have one meal I didn't enjoy. I love Korean food. It's amazing.
Now, in hindsight, after the matches, what was the one thing you felt you did really, really well? And what was the other thing that you think you could have done much better?
Stepping up as a team captain is definitely the thing I felt like I did really well. Like, if we were down maps or whatever, we went backstage. I really just somehow I just had a speech, or tried hyping everyone up, make sure everyone was fine and stuff like that. So that's something I'm proud of myself for. Something I could have done better. I did some mechanical mistakes here and there, and there were probably some calls I could have done better. That was the one thing I noticed, but other than that, it's probably just those two.
If we zoom out, so to say, to a bigger picture, what's the one thing that you would give to a younger Luddee? Maybe when you enter Mango Bay or Team Project or whatever, and you want to set yourself up for the most success.
I think grinding more ranked is something I didn't do, because when I was younger, I got tilted really easily. So, I would have given myself things I've learned today, on how not to tilt in ranked. And people said it all the time, focus on yourself when you're playing ranked, but sometimes it gets to me still. But it really is important to just focus on yourself when you're playing ranked, focus on your self-improvement. So that's probably something I would tell myself, seriously tell myself.
Did you feel like ranked was less of a need because of playing Lucia mainly, or how did you go about it with the selection of heroes you played?
Yeah, it was like because it was. How do I explain it? It was like because when I was younger, sure, like playing Lucio, I didn't feel like I needed the most amazing mechanical skills, and I was focusing on my comms. So yeah, it was mostly that. And, like I played like DPS and stuff because it was more fun and ranked. So yeah, I wish I just told myself, to focus on mechanics there too. It would have helped me now for sure.
What's one player that inspired you through ranked or maybe through pro play?
I think I've always looked up to Costa because he has great comms from what I've heard. I haven't really I've watched his streams and stuff. He has good calls, but in professional play, I wouldn't really know. But from what I've heard, he has good comms, so it's someone I've looked up to.
What traits are you, so to say, admiring the most or trying to bring on yourself? Or like, look, maybe you see like a version of yourself in the player Costa. How do you, what part of it, so to say, do you see?
Well, he's very vocal as well. I think he seems like a really positive player as well, but like, if he needs to be like strict, he'll be strict, and that's kind of the same as me. Like, I'll have fun in scrims and stuff, but if it goes too far, I'll tell everyone to like stop playing around and stuff like that. So I think from my understanding of him, it seems like we both have that trait.
And then going back to what you said earlier about wanting to stream more now in 2020, is that the plan to keep up the stream, or do you plan on maybe going back to competing and still streaming, or if you would compete, would it be full competing, so to say? Because a lot of players I've done these interviews with, they either hard focus on just playing, or they do both at the same time, and then they try to develop the brand and stuff. But what would your take be, or your path, so to say?
Well, I love competing, so it's definitely something I want to get back into. It's just this contender season, I'm going to take a break because I don't think... I just don't trust Blizzard enough. And hopefully they'll make changes for next season. But for now, focus on stream. And if I get back into competing, I'll probably do it like 50-50. So I'll make sure I'll still stream and take it as practice. But yeah, I think that's basically my take. I want to compete probably more than streaming, but I absolutely love streaming too. So,
and then just going off what you said with not trusting Blizzard, is that the balance changes or more the competition format?
Well, the reason why we got dropped from Legion is because they don't make any money from Contenders, so they have to make changes to prize pool or something like that. Because we placed second place, 2 seasons in a row, and we qualified for Korea, and we still, didn't make them any money whatsoever, not even close to a penny, I think. So,
yeah,
they need to make changes to it for sure.
Do you think that's only based on the prize pool, so to say, or do you feel like teams could make money outside of the prize pool, for example, with content, with just content as a whole, so to say, with play streaming, you make like your own team content, events, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely help. I think in general we just need more tournaments. I think contenders and then a long off season isn't very healthy. I think having contenders and then like, oh my god, okay. Having contenders and other smaller tournaments as well would help a lot, but also I think increasing prize pool a little bit for contenders as well. Maybe change the format up. I don't know. There are a lot of changes to be made, I think.
And one last thing before wrapping it up. You have a brother, right, called Mendo, and a lot of people know him. And early on, I know this might be a bit, awkward, but early on you didn't want to be associated with him because like you didn't want to brand ride him, etc. Has that changed anything now? Do you view it in a different way, you know, as you aged or anything? Or do you sort of how to say feel like he was helpful, you know, with his career, you know, his experience and all that stuff? How do you look back on it?
Well, I think so. Yeah, when I was younger, I didn't want people to say, you know, I leech off of him. You know, people still did, but it was like, to me, it was like, oh, if I just don't ever mention him, like, people won't do that, but they still did. But it's like, now that I grow up, I know myself that, you know, I'm not using him. I've never asked for any help, really. Like, I've never asked him to host me. I've never asked him to, like, really, I've never really asked him to play with me, like, on stream, whatever, like, shit like that. But, you know, he's definitely, like, always been there for me. He's always helped me. Even to this day, you know, I ask him questions about a lot of stuff. But I just don't care if people say, you know, I live under his shadow, shit like that. It's just silly, because as long as I know myself that I work hard to get what I want, then that's fine. I don't really care what other people think.
Yeah. Do you have one meme that you or do you have one meme about yourself that you got throughout the years that you used to not like, but now find really funny?
I
haven't heard any myself. I just wondered because
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of any.
Yeah, that's no problem. I just wanted to see. So, what's your social media and stuff? Plug it.
All right, we have twitter.com/LUDDEE_OW. And then we have twitch.tv/LUDDE. I think that's good.
And what about YouTube?
I don't know if, well, YouTube.
People can find it.
Research Luddee, yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah, go Google, guys. All right, man. Thank you so much for joining, and hope you have a great day.
You too.